joining us this Tuesday afternoon. Well, the case of the Thulsie twins accused of terror-related charges has been postponed to Thursday. This to allow the state time to consult the officers involved in those arrests. Brandon Lee and Tony Lee Thulsie were expected to apply for bail in the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court today, but that's now been put on hold. This came after their lawyer challenged the legality of those arrests. Well, the twins are accused of planning to detonate explosions at a U.S. mission as well as Jewish institutions. Their lawyer, advocate Annelien van die Heewe, argues that the two were arrested without a warrant, therefore making their arrest illegal. This is contained in the affidavit submitted to the court as part of their bail application. Magistrate Peter du Plessis had to adjourn the matter for the second time, so that they can deal with the lawfulness of the arrest first before dealing with the actual bail application. The magistrate is expected to consider a bail application once questions over the legality of the arrest have been tackled. Well, of course, that arrest of the Thulsie twins on terror charges has once again thrown the spotlight on ISIS activity in South Africa. For more, we're joined from our Pretoria studios by Martin Iwi from the Institute of Security Studies. Good afternoon, Martin. Always a pleasure having you on the SABC News Desk.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Martin, how is ISIS recruiting in South Africa right now?
Well, we don't know exactly, but from what we see is that they are recruiting mostly through the social media. Many of the youth that they have recruited that we know have done so through the internet, through sites that they visited, through some social media and chat rooms that they frequented.
Martin, social media being used as a tool for recruitment, but what makes our country so susceptible to ISIS infiltration? Now, I know there's always been anxiety around the fact that thousands of illegal immigrants from Pakistan, as well as other countries, managed to cross into South Africa over the years.
Well, yeah, we've not seen any sign yet of immigration fault or to really blame foreigners or those illegal immigrants into this country. So far, those that have been recruited have been South Africans. These are not immigrants. But of course, we know that we still have to be mindful of illegal immigration. But that so far in South Africa has not proven to be true. But from other countries, we've seen what is going on in Europe, where some of those that are involved in recent attacks, terrorist attacks in European countries, have been illegal immigrants.
Martin, let's talk about South Africa's response to terror threats. We want to be seen as a credible partner in the fight against terrorism. How robustly should our response be at this juncture? Pretoria did downplay the mall threat last month.
I think the fortunate news is that we've not had any attack yet in South Africa. So any intervention should be really, at this stage, it should be an early intervention, which means what? Which means that the symptoms we've had so far is symptoms of radicalization, where we see more and more South Africans being radicalized to be recruited into the Islamic State especially. So what this means for the government is that the government needs early radicalization intervention policies, which means that the government will need to develop some sort of a de-radicalization program that will target the youth or those communities that are extremely vulnerable to ISIS or the Islamic State recruitment.
Martin Iwi from the Institute of Security Studies joining us from our studios in Pretoria.